I'd like to call this meeting to order. The New Jersey Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Belvidere Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted with the Star, Ledger, and the Express Times and submitted to the town clerk of the town of Belvidere on January 14th, 2021. Due to COVID-19, masks will be required at this meeting, and the meeting will be live streamed at www.belvideresd.org. I'd like to do the flag salute. Mr. Blum?
Here.
Mrs. Weidlich?
Here.
Mrs. Costantino?
Here.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Here.
Mrs. Scott?
Here.
Mrs. Steffen?
Here.
Mr. Ty?
Here.
And then I'd also like to welcome our White Township representative, Ms. Soroka. She was appointed, I believe, this week from White Township to be the sending district representative for White. On your agendas, you'll see the results of the November 2nd, 2021 school board election. We had 3 different terms on the ballot, and we've had a mix of situations that have arisen from that. For the 3-year term, Thomas Ackerman, Laura Kennedy, and Catherine Pell were elected. I have received today a notice from Catherine Pell that she will not be accepting her board seat tonight. On the 2-year term, Mr. Blum was reelected to the board. And on our 1-year unexpired term, Andy White was elected. However, he has moved out of the district and is ineligible for the position. For that reason, that position went to the executive county superintendent. We received 2 resumes for that position, who she interviewed both. And she sent me this letter, which I will read. As a result of the vacant seat on the Belvidere Board of Education due to the ineligibility of an elected candidate, it is incumbent upon me as the Executive County Superintendent to appoint a board member as per NJSA 18A 12-15A. I have reviewed the letters of interest and background information from Dr. Robert Zuppeth and A. Morris Scott regarding serving on the Belvidere Board of Education. I conducted telephone interviews of these individuals and found both to be enthusiastic and genuinely interested in serving their community. I believe either one of these gentlemen would make a fine addition to the board. However, only one may be selected at this time. Therefore, I am authorizing the appointment of Dr. Robert Zuppeth to the Belvidere Board of Education. I trust that Dr. Zuppeth and all members of the board will work diligently together to address the instructional priorities and student needs of the district. Sincerely, Rosalie Lamonte. So, Dr. Zuppeth, will you please take your seat? So that leaves one position still open on the board, which the board will can discuss, and will be able to fill that position if we advertise again, and the board itself will fill that position and discuss timing as the meeting goes on. In the meantime, I would like to administer the oath of office to all of our newly elected or reappointed officials. I believe I have handed out the required oath to all of you. So that would be to Laura, to Thomas, to Mr. Blum, and to Dr. Zuppeth. And we'll do this together. I state your name.
I, Robert A. Blum,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and I will
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
help me God.
I state your name.
Robert
Do solemnly swear
Zuppeth,
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense
qualified due to conviction, crime, or offense,
listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God. If you all would fill your name in there and sign that oath, I will collect that a little later on. At this point, it's time for us to elect a president for the 2022 year. I'd like to take nominations for that position.
I would like to nominate Jen Scott.
I couldn't hear what she said. Who did you say?
Jen.
Jen Scott. So I couldn't hear you. Just sorry.
Do I have
I second that.
Do I have any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
motion,
Second.
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? With one candidate nominated, is all in favor of the election? Just happened.
Yes. Okay, we can do a roll call. Mr. Blum?
yes,
Mrs. Weidlich?
Yes.
Costantino?
Yes.
Dr. Zuppeth?
yes,
Mrs. Duckworth?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mrs. Soroka?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy?
Yes.
This is my favorite part.
Not mine, 'cause I have no idea what I'm doing.
You can bring the gavel if you want.
Oh, yeah. That's all I know how to do. Fine. I don't need it. Okay, don't know what I'm doing, but,
You're going to call for the election of the vice president now.
okay. For election of vice president, any nominations? Can I nominate?
You should. I nominated you.
I nominate Danielle Costantino then.
I second it,
Any other nominations? Okay. Close nominations. All right. Moving on. Do we have to,
You need a motion
motion to close the nominations? This is what I don't know. guys.
Motion.
I don't-
Second.
Aye.
It's just cleaner because it says that you have to have a majority of the board, so it's nice to have the roll call.
Mr. Blum?
yes,
Mrs. Weidlich?
Yes.
Mrs. Costantino?
Yes.
Dr. Zuppeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mr.
No,
Ty?
I would need
Yes.
a little time.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Soroka?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy?
We'll know our. Okay. Okay. All right, we were just talking about the board committee appointments, and because I didn't know this was happening, I'm definitely not ready to do that. So we're gonna, I'll take a look at that, and by the next, we'll do a committee meeting of the whole before the next board meeting, and we'll go over everybody's appointments. But I guess I can also do that via email, correct? So I'll take a look at what committees you're on. Mary Ann, I appreciated what you did last year. You asked, what we wanted or didn't want, and you did the best you could to put us there. So I would like the same as well. Just send me an email, something that, a committee that you would really like to be on and one that you really doesn't interest you at all. So if you can get me that maybe by by next Wednesday, a week from today, okay? All right. Right, motion to open the next section of the agenda? Is that what we're doing?
You're going to, consent motion, right under consent agenda motion. So motion to
Okay,
1 through, and it's going to be,
1 through,
1 through 4.
we're doing everything, right?
Yep.
All right, motion to open up the agenda, items 1 through 4.
Motion.
Second.
I'm just having trouble. Who was the motion? And the second? Heather?
Any discussion on those items? Okay,
Okay, Mr. Blum?
Yes.
Mrs. Weidlich?
Yes.
Mrs. Cosentino?
Yes.
Dr. Zuppeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott?
yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mrs. Soroka?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
And Mrs. Kennedy?
Okay,
Yes.
okay, then we move to the next section, the personnel part of the agenda, minus the field trip. The field trip number 3 is not happening. So numbers 1 and 2 under personnel. Any discussions? Or motion, open up the part of the agenda. I'm gonna write myself a list of what I have to do here. I apologize to everybody.
I don't think you have to make.
Okay,
Who was the motion?
So move.
Blum?
any discussion?
Okay, roll call again. Mr. Blum?
Aye.
Mrs. Weidlich?
Yes.
Mrs. Cosentino?
Yes.
Dr. Zuppeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mr. Ty? Mrs. Soroka?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
And Mrs. Kennedy?
Yes.
Okay, continuing business. Anybody have continuing business? I just wanted to ask about the snow day. There's a good chance, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we're gonna have a little snow on Friday, and snow days are snow days, correct?
Snow days or snow days?
Okay.
I don't think we're going to get one on Friday, though. I think more delayed
Oh,
opening.
I'm hopeful. Anything else?
Can I just mention one thing under new business? Not really new business. I just want to take a moment to just mention Walt Tucka. I know he's a community member that passed away right after Christmas. You know, Mr. Tucka came to a lot of our board meetings over the years and contributed a lot in our discussions. While I've been here for the almost 13 years I've been here now, I had the pleasure of working with 3 of his sons. Walt was also a substitute for us for a few years as well. He'll be missed, you know. He did add a lot to our meetings over the years, and I just didn't want to let it go by without recognizing Walt, because I did think he participated well. So prayers and thoughts to his family. That's all I had to say.
Anything else?
Go to public participation.
Any public participation?
Contact information, or I'll give it to you, and I'll do whatever I can to work with you to have a good relationship this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public participation? Okay,
You adjourn your first meeting.
all right. I guess our first reorg meeting of the year.
Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion?
Need a motion and a second.
I'm ready to hit this gavel. All right. We have our second and a motion?
Second.
Thank you. All right. Meeting-
And
All in favor?
Aye.
I promise I'll take notes next time and I'll be better. All right.